Right guys, it's Joe here, and today I have a gameplay done by Jimmy, so the owner of this channel. This is his gameplay, and I'm going to commentate over it. I'm Joe, by the way, if you don't know who I am. I post content on this channel. I'm a commentator. I commentate over normal gameplay of regular guns, so the assault rifles, submachine guns, that sort of stuff. But I also snipe, and I'm an avid sniper, and love doing it. Jimmy basically asked me to do a commentary over this gameplay, and more than happy to oblige. So got on the old PS3, recorded this for him, and definitely going to commentate over it. I'm going to talk about the channel, myself, the gameplay, sniping in general. Just gonna talk about a lot of stuff. I've also put some colour correction on this. I do it for a lot of my videos now. If you see my previous video, if one where I use a G11 on this channel, I colour corrected that. So I hope you guys actually like that. I think it looks a lot better. It makes the game look beautiful. A lot more better than it does look. The game already looks great as it is. Some people say it doesn't, but I don't really know what we're on about, because it stays at a solid frame rate and still does look pretty damn good. So yeah, but a bit of colour correction makes it look just beautiful. I mean, it just pops it, doesn't it? It just pops. It's gorgeous. But yeah, so PS3 Jimmy is basically a channel for, it's a community channel for anybody who wants to post content. If you've got a good gameplay, or a good montage or anything like that, send it into Jimmy, just send him a message, and I'm sure he'll be more than happy to upload it. That's what I've done. I asked him, and he said yeah, sure, and I posted twice, and I'm definitely, hopefully, going to continue to just keep posting stuff, because I got a lot of fun out of it, and as long as people enjoy it, definitely I will continue to do it. That's what I do on my channel, basically. As long as people enjoy it, I will always do it. If you guys do like my commentary, and if you've seen any of my gameplay or want to check out my gameplay, definitely check out my channel, subscribe, all that stuff. Tell me if you came from this video and stuff like that. I'll be more than thrilled to know. And yeah, but enough about me, really. Well, I haven't really talked about myself, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so this is Jimmy's gameplay. Very, very good. When I recorded it, I was like, yeah, this is freaking brilliant. He gets a really good spawn trap on A, and I'll definitely point that out when it comes out, and I'm going to talk about that spawn trap, because it's actually a really good one. One I don't actually use, which is really odd, because I love spawn traps on Domination, because Domination is one of my favourite game types, and I basically play it 24/7, because I'm a pimp. I'm pretty sure that could be why. But yeah, so Jimmy's sniping, as you can probably already tell, and sniping, I love it. It's one of my favourite pastimes on COD. I'd rather use a sniper rifle than a regular gun, but I will always use a regular gun for fun sometimes. But sniping's my main goal. I post sniping content myself. I do sniping and red guns. I alternate it on days, basically. So every week there will be a sniper gameplay, and every week there will be a normal gun gameplay. It's what I've decided to do, and that's just a taste of the spawn trap, but it gets a better couple of kills on it. This kill field's actually really good. Not this kill field, this spawn trap's actually really good. It's even better if you can get your teammates to come in the C building, which is just to the left of Jimmy now. If you can get your teammates to stay there, then they start to have to funnel either into the building Jimmy's in now, or down to B. If you can get also your teammates into the A building as well, if you can get a really good team, you can just basically get them to come down the little slot, and you can just absolutely destroy him, as Jimmy does, and his team does very well as well at doing this. But yeah, so as you can see, Jimmy's using a variable zoom, one of my favourite attachments on the L96. It's one of my favourite attachments in general on any sniper rifle, basically. I don't mind the normal scope, but the variable zoom is a lot faster in my opinion. If you can get it into the third zoom, the drag scopes are a lot better, and I don't know, it just feels faster. The infrared scope's actually faster than the variable zoom, I believe, but still, it's such a good scope, and I'm lost without it. Jimmy's perk setup is actually really good as well. One quick thing, sped up the chopper gunner, because people probably don't really want to watch the chopper gunner that much, and it saves a lot of time as well. But anyway, back to the perk setup. Jimmy's using flat jacket, which is beautiful when you're sniping. You don't want to get hit by noob shields or grenades, and all that sort of bullshit really. New claymores as well. It helps you out a lot. Also, if you can get a pro variation, it is just, oh, it's so good. I don't know what I do without it, the pro flat jacket, because you can literally just walk through fire and be like, yo, this ain't doing nothing to me, man. And it's just great. Also, flat jacket's good for domination as well, because it's good for you to jump on positions. If people start throwing grenades at you, you can just throw them back, and it's just really good. I always run it on domination because it helps your team out a lot because you can cap yourself. So it's definitely good for domination. Definitely recommend it. He's also using sleight of hand, which I also a thumbs up to, especially when you're not using extended mags. If you are using extended mags, no need for it, because 10 bullets is plenty, and if you've got 10 bullets you probably won't live through all the 10 unless you just spaz out with your trigger and waste all the bullets. But 9 times out of 10 you're not going to use all those bullets, so you don't really need it. But sleight of hand's definitely useful if you're just using a variable zoom, as Jimmy is, because it's brilliant. And also the third perk, I always feel that's just to your preference. Marathon's actually really good for these for sniping, because you can run about, you can be a lot more aggressive in Marathon, which is really nice because you can get about them out faster, and it's just brilliant. But my personal preference actually is Tap Mask Pro, because a lot of people will use stuns on domination, especially when you're trying to cap a point, and you do not want to be stunned while you're capturing, because there's nothing worse than not knowing what the hell's going on while you're getting shot. So I mean, it is brilliant for that one reason, but it's all down to preference, and I think Jimmy does definitely pick a good combination of perks to use with a sniper rifle. The only one critique or criticism I would give of Jimmy's gameplay, and it's not even a bad thing, it's something I actually myself do quite a lot, and I'm still trying to force myself to stop doing, and you get into this quick scoping mentality that I've got every shot I do has to be quick scope, quick scope, quick scope, and I get stuck into that mentality. What happens is you used to play a game and you start beasting it quick scoping, and you're just like, man, I can get this guy from miles away and do it. And I do it myself, and I think this might be a good little example here. And oh no, it isn't. But he could have got, I reckon, Jimmy, you could have got that shot if you just held your breath and took the shot a little later. He didn't see you. He wasn't really a high priority target. I do it myself, and it's really frustrating when I do it because I know I'm doing it, and I can't stop myself from doing it. But if they're a far away distance, they're going to struggle to hit you. They're going to take a couple of bullets before they get you down, or to definitely line up a shot. So you can hold in your breath and hard scope. It isn't even a hard scope. A hard scope's when you're in there for like 20 minutes in your scope, waiting for someone to come about. So I mean, it will get you the kill, and nobody cares. Nobody cares if you hard scope. And if they do, then they're tits basically, because if there's a time and a place for a hard scope, and that's when they're miles away. A quick scope's a really good tool for when they come really close to you, because you can just down them in a second. That's what's so good about quick scopes. I myself try and do miles away quick scopes and never work. If anything, do a drag scope, because it just works. It just works so much better. That is only the only critique I will give, and it's a critique I would tell a lot of snipers, because a lot of people do it, and you just end up wasting bullets, because you end up shooting about 4 bullets trying to get a guy, and then you're down to about like 9 bullets left, and then it limits the kill streak you can get. But I mean, it's a really small thing, and something easily overcome. Who cares? Who cares how it's pronounced? But yeah, this gameplay is slowly wrapping up to come into the final stretch of this domination. They are absolutely dominating them. They've got a beautiful squad wrap on, and I think the end is nigh for the enemy team. But yeah, if you guys have enjoyed that, definitely subscribe. Definitely tell Jimmy the gameplay is good, because it's freaking good gameplay. If you enjoy the commentary, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here, pleasure to commentate over this. If you guys like my commentary, definitely check out my channel. Sub if you like it. Check out my gameplay. You might enjoy it yourself. But yeah, that's basically all I've got really to say. This is really frustrating. I know, I thought it's still annoying because he's just got time to use his kill streaks and when the game ends, because I fucking hate that. It's horrible, especially when you've got a care package. It's the worst thing in the world. So yeah, the final score was 45-6. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you later.